Hello, my name is Addie from the Charlotte Community Library, and today we are going to be drawing something that I like to do when I don't know what else to draw, basically. Um or something that I like to draw if I'm feeling like stressed. Sometimes it can help with that. So, I call it a fantasy tree. Um so you can really do it like any colors that you want. I picked like pinks and purples, but you can do like blues and greens, or like you could do like oranges and reds. That'd be really pretty. Really, any color combination is pretty. You just want to have a few different varieties of colors. So, what I like to start out with when I draw one of these trees is I like to start with the base of the tree. Um, so I normally just like to give it kind of a bigger base and then just go upwards and keep going into the trunk of the tree. We're gonna add more stuff in a second, like around that. So we don't need to worry about that right now. So now we're going to go up with a branch. And I like to add either like curls or like squiggles. So sometimes I'll do like a curl like that. Let's go up with another branch, and then I'll show you kind of what a squiggle looks like that I do for the fantasy trees. Okay, so we're going up with this branch, and the squiggle just kind of is like that, where it's just kind of a subtle squiggle. And then you can add like a curl at the top if you want, or you can just leave it a normal squiggle. Sometimes I do like little itty bitty curls like that. Alright, well, we'll just keep going with the base of the tree and up into these branches. Okay, so when you have your like big main branch, then you add smaller branches off of it. So we're just gonna add some smaller branches and give them a little bit of a curl at the end. Just keep going. So really you can add like whatever you want. It's not like there's like a set number of branches or anything, obviously, so you can just keep drawing and just keep adding stuff that you think might look cool. And if you end up hating it, you could always just start over, but normally, in my experience, just the longer you go, it looks cooler. So I'm just gonna keep going. I use washable markers, so if I get anything anywhere, that way I can just, like, get it off easily later. Because I'm a little bit messy when I do art, so I just prefer to use, like, the washable markers when I'm just randomly drawing. And I mean, they're inexpensive, so it's always a good option. However, if you wanted to use something fancier, if you like really good art supplies, then that would also be cool for this tree. And even doing mixed media. So really you could do like anything that you wanted for this. It would turn out good, probably. I'm just gonna look at it for a second and see maybe what I think I want to do. I think maybe it's time to add another color. So, actually, I'm just gonna fill in those little spaces down here that I accidentally left. There we go. Okay, now I'm just gonna add another color. I think I'm gonna go with this. It's a little bit of a pink color, but it's still like in a purpley tone. So I thought that that one might be kind of fun. Just keep going. So in spots where I add like a thick upper branch, I normally end up thickening like the bottom branches and then thickening the trunk. Um, and you end up getting a way bigger tree, but it does end up looking pretty cool. Because you get like these different areas where there's different colors down here in the base of the trunk, which that ends up looking very cool. There aren't really any rules with this. Um you can just kind of keep adding things. You could follow what I'm doing if you want to, and then you could try like another one just with your own imagination. Um, Whatever you want to do. Whatever you feel comfortable with. Okay. I think that this one's turning out pretty cool so far. Alright, now I'm gonna go in with another color. I think I'm gonna take this one, which is another kind of pinkish color. And I'm just gonna go in with that. Oh, it ended up being a little bit more purpley than I was thinking it was, but that's okay. Still a very nice color. You never really know what it's gonna look like when you get started. And if I don't like the way that it looks at first, I just keep adding stuff. Um, and it eventually ends up looking better. But I like that this is something that you can just kind of mindlessly do, you know? Maybe like the first couple of times that you draw it, you'll overthink it, but after that, it just kind of becomes easier, and you just kind of let your hand do it without thinking too hard about where you're placing everything. That, I think, is the part that maybe helps a little bit with like stress, or if you're feeling a tiny bit sad. Or maybe if you're even like not feeling super good, you could draw like this. That might help too, a little bit, just to help give you something to do to take your mind off stuff. I haven't been drawing these very often lately, um, but it is something that I've drawn for a pretty long time. And I always like doing them. And you end up with kind of like a mystical looking tree. Like maybe like a fairy would live there, or like an elf of some sort that lives in the forest. I could see living in a tree like this. Okay, I'm gonna take a little bit of a step back, look at it for a second, see what I think maybe it needs. Yes, maybe that's good. So I think I'm going to cut off the video here. Thank you for joining me today and have a wonderful day.